Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino. Yeah. Thursday, February 22nd, 2024, post market wrap up. Now, let me see. With a show of hands, I can see you. How many of you are shocked to find out that the market, the S&P 500, just hit a new all time record high? Well, my guess is not a single one of you know. And it's not going to stop. It's really honestly what we're seeing here in the face of what appears to be a significant sell-off here in the debt market with the 10-year yield 4.34. It's getting shrugged off and shrugged off and shrugged off because the market knows what's going on. It knows the Fed's going to keep pumping this entire thing with more easy money. Rate cuts are coming. And then, the phenomenon, of course, of tens of thousands of people being laid off. And this is not stopping. We're getting more and more corporate layoff announcements that are coming. And Wall Street's rewarding these companies for doing it. Doesn't that bother you? It bothers me, okay? There are people out here that are going to be laid off, maybe even some of you, thousands of you, all right? And the fat cats at these corporations realize, okay, that by doing so, well, Wall Street's going to bid their company's stock higher. Oh, absolutely. You know how this works. You know how it works. Um, these the top management here, they get their year-end bonuses, and we're way off of that. But they're counting on a nice big fat bonus, of course. But that depends on the presidential selection that we spoke about, a million freaking times here. So before I have a lot of stuff to cover with you here, before we do that, let's just again record high for the market. Nobody, not one solitary person who follows this blog is surprised. Market's going higher. Market's going much higher. Market's shrugging off risk, which is getting kind of ugly here. All right, shrugging it off. Market knows what's coming. Period. The end. Are we ever going to get a pullback? Are we ever going to get a correction? Maybe. All right, but who knows? I mean, this thing is a freak show. It's a freak show on an unprecedented scale. You all know that. And it's the illusion. It's the illusion of this stinking market. Again, people see this and they go, wow, our current leadership, which they have no say so in the damn thing here. Oh, they're doing a great job. Economy's strong because you can see the market is higher. Meanwhile, it's just look, the biggest scam that is being forced down people's throats right now is well, it's all an illusion anyway, and nothing is what it seems to be. People are being misled on an epic scale, off the Richter scale. You won't know that anyway. So dollar today, nothing, kind of flat. Crypto's okay. Bitcoin's still hovering around 52. I'll hold that though. We got to talk about Bitcoin in a moment because we got some really interesting stuff on that. Gold and silver under a little pressure. Crude oil getting bid higher. That's the market. I don't think anyone is surprised here. But speaking of Bitcoin, so the European Central Bank, are you ready? Sit down for this one. This I know not everyone here is a crypto fan as I am, or a crypto investor as I am here. But this is what the European Central Bank had to say. Bitcoin is not suitable as payment or an investment. What does that tell you? Even if you are anti-Bitcoin, in this case, the fact that we have a central bank, European central banks, making a statement like this means you need to hoard this stuff. You understand? You got to read between the lines. No, see, look, imagine for a moment, just for a split nanosecond, okay, you are the CEO of a bank, or the you're Jay Powell here, the Federal Reserve Chair, or the gargoyle over there, the ECB, and your product is, in their case, or any central bank, issuing debt to the world, to their citizenry, creating slaves on a grand scale. Now, would you want those people who you're making slaves to your system, would you want them in anything else? Anything except your product? How about no, you would not? So when you hear a statement like that from the European Central Bank, the Federal Reserve, pick one of these, you know that the absolute polar opposite is true. Like when Ben Bernanke, the creature who has this guy, I mean, people think he walks on water. This guy was responsible for the financial crisis in many ways, single-handedly, but he's been made a superhero now. This guy came out and said gold and silver are not real money. No, no, no. It's their currency. Do you realize what we've allowed to happen? Oh, I'm going to have a meltdown, people. I feel my heart beating and my freaking blood pressure going up. Do you realize that we, the people, allowed private institutions to issue what they call is money out of thin air? It's unbelievable. It's really an incredible situation here. And that's why we're in the situation we're in now. You think it's going to stop? You think debts and deficits are going to stop blowing up? You think any reason imaginable and you can dream about is going to be created, like expanding war? We got to talk more about that in a moment here when we talk about the anti-U.S. alliance. It's being called that, as you know. I'm referring to the BRICS nations here, to pull cash into the now. We are mortgaging our future, our children's future, and everything else. It's over. You understand that? It's an incredible thing here. It really, really is, but it's not going to stop. It's the nature of the beast. Our politicians are all in the back pockets of the central banks, including every single freak running for president. Okay, and it doesn't matter anyway. You know this. It's a shit show. I'm going to just say it on a magnitude, on a scale that goes far beyond the sun. All right. Shout out to Ingve Malmsteen over there. And back again, and wraps itself around Pluto and Uranus and everything else. Straight up Uranus too. Anyway, so what's going on here? Let me just outline a few things for you. We've spoken a little package here. So what's being spoken about, and people's heads are being filled now with a particular phrase, and you're hearing more of this from the propaganda ministry, the anti-U.S. alliance, the anti-U.S. alliance. And again, the anti-U.S. It's hypnotic. They repeat it 3 times. There's something with this 3 thing. You listen to it. It's always repeated. It's said in a particular way to get people almost hypnotized into believing what's going on. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about the BRICS. All right. So the BRICS alliance, okay, what are they looking to do here? I mean, obviously, it's what's going on. Why is it called the anti-U.S. alliance? Well, because they're trying to figure out a way to be less dependent or not dependent at all on the U.S. dollar. Okay. Now we just understand here. Let me just read this to you. This is a cute little thing here from FX Leaders. In a bid to help its own economy, Egypt, a BRICS nation, is no longer using the dollar and trying to use its local currencies. The BRIC alliance has recently added Egypt to its ranks. I think we all know that. This partnership of countries included Brazil, India, China, Russia, others, who are working together to challenge the Western Hemisphere's hold on global currency and the world economy. Their alliance is attempting to undermine the U.S. dollar. Henceforth, why? Anti-U.S. alliance. Anti-U.S. alliance. That's what's being, people being hypnotized as Egypt has partners with them. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. So that's that whole thing over there. But what's going on here, okay, and why war is expanding. This is all about this here. Is because of this grouping of nations who are sick and tired of the U.S. dollar here. Or let me just say this. Look, it seems like mismanagement. It's not. People will say, oh, well, the Federal Reserve has mismanaged the dollar, henceforth. Why? Again, it's every central bank here in a race to the bottom to kill their own currencies. You and I have been speaking about this for over 10 years. It's literally a race to the bottom. Who can steal the purchasing power faster out of their own currency here? Again, take down the current system. It's being brick by brick, okay, pun intended. It's being dismantled so they can issue in a new system with maximum control here. Anyway, so understanding here with the BRICS are looking to what they have to do. I've touched on this a long time ago, but let us put our heads together for a moment, and I want to hear from you if you think I'm right. Okay, so we have these nations here, building into this so-called anti-U.S. alliance. They just, again, they're sick and tired of the United States exporting inflation to the rest of the world. Do you realize the power that the central banks have, in the Federal Reserve, specifically by having the world reserve currency? It allows us here in the United States to export inflation to the rest of the entire world via that mechanism of the U.S. Although, look, the Federal Reserve has been dollarizing the world under everyone's nose, and I've told you this forever now. Could you imagine that this institution, the Federal Reserve, or any central bank for that matter, but we're going to focus on the Fed, they can create cash out of nothing and do anything they want with it. They can fund wars. We can't know about it. We're not allowed to know what's going on. How does that work? They can make loans to whoever they want. Terrorist nations, okay. Whatever they want to do, that's what they are allowed to do. They have two mandates, the Federal Reserve, just two, okay? Maintaining price stability is one, which they have failed abysmally. But of course, they're the ones that are supposed to fix the problem that we have. It's a joke that they've created, that they're continuing to go out of their way to create and maintain full employment. That's it. That's it. As long as they maintain these two mandates, well, they can do whatever the hell they want. And nobody in Congress here or running for president was president is going to change a damn thing. Did the last guy do it? Hell no. No, he had a fit when it was being it was being mentioned that the Federal Reserve might start to raise rates. Remember all that? No. We need lower rates, negative rates. That's what Trump wanted, and he wanted a weaker dollar. I can't tell you how asinine that is, and why. Well, obviously we know what's going on. Empower the Federal Reserve. These last few presidents have all done the same thing, and it's not going to stop. Right now, they've become the pinnacle of power. And again, this propaganda of the anti-U.S. alliance, aka BRICS here, they need to do one thing, and well, a couple of things, but the main thing they need to do, and I think most of us are probably aware of this, and maybe you're not. I don't know. They need to corner energy. If they were, and this is henceforth why, Saudi Arabia here, obviously other OPEC nations here, and certain other ones that we are now attacking, you got to understand what's going on. If in fact the BRICS corner energy, it's over. It's really over. And that would really change things dramatically for people living in the United States. But they're going to kill and slaughter and maim millions of people. The Federal Reserve, again, their enforcement arm is the U.S. military. The Pentagon generals gathered in their masses. A shout out to Black Sabbath over there. Okay. That's a fact. They bankroll the entire thing. All those the admirals and the generals and all that, with all those stars and everything on their shoulders, and the tossed salad, that's what it's called here. They all wear. Who funds all that stuff? They're the guys in control. You really think it's anything else? It's the military-industrial complex run by the Federal Reserve who funds it all, and that's just the way it's going to go, and it's not going to stop. But anyway, understanding this, again, as always, I told you, it gives us an insurmountable edge over every freaking thing. We know where this is going. We know what's going on. We know why billionaires are dumping shares in companies here, CEOs, senators. Isn't it astonishing to see this stuff? Doesn't really raise too many eyebrows, because no one has any idea what's actually going on, because they're all kept in the dark. No one is going to tell you the truth, okay? Nobody's going to tell you the truth, except you and me. We already know the truth. It's obvious, but people need to hear it, and they need to hear this stuff from, I don't know, whoever, someone they admire and look up to, and they think is going to make all the difference in the world. You can't make it up. It's impossible to do, but it doesn't change anything for you and I. I think we understand what's going on, but this anti-U.S. alliance propaganda is a psyop. It's a brainwashing mechanism in many ways. Demonize this group of nations, because they're anti-US dollar. You understand? And who controls the US dollar? Is it the president? Is it senators? Is it is it you or me? No, the US dollar is governed by the Federal Reserve. They also control the economy, obviously, the markets, everything, even the flow of information and the propaganda along with it. You will get that. You will get that. I'm sure. Anyway, what do you think about this statement by the ECB? For those of you that hate Bitcoin, all right, I know there's a lot of you out here. What do you think? You agree? Do you agree with the European Central Bank that Bitcoin is not suitable as payment or an investment? That should tell you something, people. Okay. You need some of this stuff. You need some of this stuff in your portfolio. I don't care. It's a fraction. Okay. You can buy this stuff in fractions. Obviously, you need some of this in your portfolio. Period. The end. Obviously, gold and silver. Want to see me do something lovely? Love these things. You all know that I'm not normal. Anyway, so look, you get it here. So let's just push a little point home here before I let you all go. If in fact the anti-US alliance here, the BRICS, I don't consider them an anti-US alliance. I'm just passing on some information to you here. I know it's all propaganda, but anyway, if they want to, if they can corner more energy, get more OPEC nations to join, it's pretty much a done deal. And then it's not just going to end nicely and sweetly though. Oh, you think all of a sudden it's just going to go, oh, guess what? Guess what just happened? The US dollar has lost its reserve status. They're going to kill millions. They're going to wipe out entire continents to keep this going. It's just the way it's going to go. But again, people aren't being told the truth and not allowed to know the truth. It's impossible for them to, because again, they've all been put in their place pretty much, unable to think outside the box, polarized, falling through every trap door that's set for them, and they continue to do it. It's very sad. It's very, very sad. Yeah. But anyway, like I said, knowing all this stuff gives us an edge that is just insurmountable, and not just a financial edge. People, look, are we killing it, you and me? Have we been riding this incredible wave in the market? Frankly, probably making stupid amounts of money. Yeah, we're doing all that, betting against the debt, becoming our own central bank, understanding what's going on here. It goes way, way beyond that, and I think this blog is it's financially centric, but it definitely goes beyond that. Brotherhood, sisterhood, coming together here, we're looking out for each other. You understand? And we're going to need all this, seriously, moving forward. Now, look, before we end this, and it's getting pretty long here, exactly. You see, this is beautiful. You guys pay attention. This new system, this new tokenized system, they're going to tokenize everything, even human life. They're going to find everything is going to become a derivative. It's already pretty much there, but everything is going to become a tradable asset. It's pretty sick, honestly, if you ask me. But that's where it's going. It's pretty sick. Yes, Moonraker, racing today. Did you see my Instagram? People, please follow my Instagram. There is a link in the description of this video. It's a massive departure from this. Yesterday I went down to Showtime. There was a bad crash. This guy at the top of the track, he hit one wall, bounced off, hit the other one, then covered the track with antifreeze, and I just did not feel like it was a safe environment to run the Copo, so I ended up leaving. But I'm going today to Bradenton right after I change after this. I'm going to go out there and run that Copo. Maybe I'll see some of you there. It's interesting. I get quite a few of you who show up. It's awesome. All right. Anything else you guys want to cover before we split out of here? Are we kind of okay with this? I think we're kind of Yellen liquidity theory. Goulstein, I think we're clear on Janet Yellen's liquidity and her depends. It's a little over the top, but let's not talk too much about that. Anyway, that's it, people. Look, this guy here from the heart loves you all. We got this covered. And all this stuff that we talk about here, We already know. We already know this stuff, and that's the beauty of it because you and I have been again so far ahead of the curve on all this. And I wish we had more. I wish we had more people here, kind of stuck at 257,000 subs. And I count on all of you. You know, you're the ones who share this stuff, who get it out there. Um, and I'm counting on you to do that. We got to grow this thing. The more people that we can wake up, the stronger we can become, honestly. All right, look, love you a lot. Out of here. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see you in the morning. And if you're so inclined, I will be posting racing stuff on my Instagram in a couple hours. So hopefully, so definitely check out my Instagram. I hope to see more of you there. I'm out of here.